Shall we introduce people?
That was a good comeback.
Our next guest, right with Lewis and I right now, was personally selected by Steven Spielberg for a part in his World War II epic Saving Private Ryan, which stars Tom Hanks and Matt Damon, two huge actors. This actor is currently in Australia filming the sci-fi epic thriller thing, Pitch Black. Can you please welcome to Recovery, Vin Diesel?
Yeah!
I'm hypersexual. Taking the school to biographical. Well, I'm a skinny pickiness, an undiscovered genius.
That's a nice walk-in. Luxedo.
Welcome to Recovery, Vin Diesel.
Thank you. This is amazing.
It's live, isn't it?
It's live. It's very live and
I
apparent.
think it's live. How did this role in Saving Private Ryan come about? Tell us about it.
Well, it was like a fairy tale. I did a short film about 4 years ago called Multifacial. And my agent sent it to Steven Spielberg. And on Saturday morning, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, my agent calls me and says, "You're not going to believe this, but see, Steven Spielberg just saw your film," and I'm jumping up and down.
Because he's thinking of all the money he's going to make.
Can you say that? Oh. And so she says, calm down, Vin, because I've hit the roof. And she says, he wants to write a new role in for you in Saving Private Ryan. And I said, what's Saving Private Ryan? And next thing you know, I'm on the set of Amistad, and I'm meeting him, and he's got Matthew McConaughey under the lights and Morgan Freeman. And he moves away from the set and talking to me for about a half an hour about my childhood and where I'm from and this whole New York experience. And next thing you know, I'm on a plane to London.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've got some, being a World War II film, you've got a recreation of the whole D-Day, the Omaha Beach thing. How was that, filming that? Because it's very intense.
Well, the good thing is Steven Spielberg didn't use the traditional rehearsal period. He put us through something called boot camp. And I thought boot camp was going to be roasting marshmallows. And we were in hell. We were getting woken up at 5 a.m.
This is you and who?
Me, Tom Hanks, Ed Burns, Jeremy Davies, everybody except Matt Damon.
He got out of it.
I think because he's at the end of the film, so Steven wanted to separate us and build up this animosity towards him and resentment for not being in boot camp, and that's exactly.
And then he
what
won the
happened.
Academy Award. You didn't need to have that whole thing.
Exactly.
You would have just hated him anyway.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on here?
What a full-on director. Why is Steven Spielberg such the man? What makes him the best director? There's millions of directors everywhere.
He still relies on his gut instinct. He still relies on intuition. And he stands behind who he casts, he stands behind who he chooses to be a part of his film. But as a director, what makes him so brilliant is that he's able to choose shots. He's able to set up the camera like nobody else, lightning fast.
Yeah, that's our director can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can catch things if you just go whoosh.
Yeah, let's see if Spielberg could do
Like this.
Recovery like that. So they're very intense. What did you do to lighten up on the set with all this death and you've got explosions and landmines and everything, and it's very intense World War II stuff. We can't joke about the World War II stuff.
No.
People dying everywhere. How did you lighten up?
Guinness.
You were shooting it in Ireland?
Yeah, we shot the first month, the D-Day invasion in Ireland, in Wexford. And every night we'd have Guinness as our meal.
Could you tell us more about that scene? That's the sort of huge, the opening of the film, the big storming of the beach. And as I said, it's very intense and sort of gory, not for the kiddies. Tell us about that, the shooting of that.
Well, I wasn't paying attention in history class. I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't paying attention. And I didn't know anything about World War II. And when I got there, when Steven had set the beach, he had Higgins boats, he had tanks, he had 500 of the men from the Irish Army, and everyone's waving around these rifles. and there are explosions going off, and there's bodies like set up that look like, you know, guts have been blown up. And you didn't really have to rehearse. You didn't really have to act. Because because there were real explosions going off, the ground was vibrating, and if you would have stepped a foot out of your path, you would have got hurt.
So it's real fear.
Yeah, so you were just like, you're
That's
like,
the way to
oh
get
my
good
God, this is
performances.
insane.
Don't act, just feel.
Well, really shooting at you, so you don't have to act.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was so intense. I mean, you were so nervous about getting a leg blown off. You're saying, Stephen, you sure this is safe?
Yeah, no worries, just do it.
Of course it is, Vin.
Vin, stop hesitating. Please, come forward.
When you're directing that many people, what does he do? Like stand on a hill with a mega microphone or with 10 other guys and say, okay, fall in, extra number 4003?
Actually, he's behind the camera like a real wartime newsreel. And he's running with the camera a lot of the time. He was only using one camera. It was really bizarre. He didn't use a shot list. He didn't use a storyboard. He took a very unorthodox approach to filmmaking. He tried to treat it as real as possible. He didn't want to set anything up.
All right, well, let's have a look at some footage of Saving Private Ryan with Vin in action. Wow! Very good.
Intense moments.
Intense. It is very intense.
That was hell right there.
Tell us about what you're doing in Australia at the moment.
I'm doing a film called Pitch Black. It's a sci-fi film written by the same writer as The Fugitive.
And Waterworld.
And Waterworld. And Waterworld. And I'm doing, the character's like a prototype. He's like this futuristic convict that has this nocturnal vision. It's amazing, and it's like he's just bad.
So what's the film actually about? What's the...
These guys, this crew, this space cargo gets shipwrecked on a planet, and only to discover that these creatures that only exist in the dark come out and try to devour them. Cool. You got me in there like this New York guy trying to kick ass.
That sounds sick. So what's it like coming from something as big as like Spielberg to this, something a little bit smaller?
There's only one Spielberg, so, you know, it's always going to be, you cherish that moment, you know, having Spielberg there. It's different. I mean, I just love being in Australia. I was in Coober Pedy for a month.
Yeah.
And that was wild. It's got like 3,000 people in the whole city.
And
the whole
caves.
city, right? In the whole town, I had 3,000 people in my building.
Which was a cave.
Right. Oh yeah, the caves in Coober Pedy are crazy. Looks like someone tried to claw their way out.
You're doing a million things at the moment, aren't you?
And he used to be a
bouncer.
A bouncer?
In New York, and now there's a new film coming out about that as well. True?
Yeah,
Yes?
I used
Excellent.
to bounce in New York,
Yeah.
and at Limelight, at the Tunnel, and I'm doing a film for Polygram about the bouncing world.
Excellent. Very seedy film that'll be.
The bouncing
like
world. Well, thank you for coming in, Vin. Can we all please thank Vin Diesel?
Thank you, bro.
Good and targeted.